All right, ladies and gentlemen, now the name of the show today is Control Your Emotions. This is the thing about controlling your emotions. A lot of people don't understand that when you react to situations, you think about it before you react. Because if you react on your emotions without thinking about the consequences, it could be detrimental to you. And detrimental to you is not good. You understand? Because we have to be in control of our emotions simply because we're not children. Children have not learned that yet. So they cry, they whine, they get mad and they react in that type of way. But when you're a grown person, you know what I mean, and you react in a negative way, you know what I'm saying, to a situation that could be detrimental to you, that could cause you a whole lot of negativity. It could be really detrimental to you. You know what I'm saying? The consequences that result from not controlling your emotions, you know what I mean? I give it to you like this. The only excuse you have to react like that is if you're high, you're under the influence of something, you know what I'm saying? That's the only, and that's not no justification of it. But you can say, oh man, I didn't know what I was doing. But when you are in your right state of mind and you are mad about something, somebody done something to you, they spit on you or something, this is referring to the situation a security guard killed a person, at a Walgreens store. Now this is not acceptable. No means necessary. That's beyond the call of duty. When you're working there, you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do. A gun is never supposed to be used. You're not supposed to even hit people. You understand? Let alone anything else or grab or whatever. You let them steal the stuff and get out of there. Whatever the situation was, you should have let it go. Do your job. Just let people go. Be there as a presence, you understand? And tell the people to put it back if they don't, whatever. Don't touch them. Don't do nothing. Do what's within the rights of your job. When you do that, you're beyond the job. It's something personal to make you react like that. And that was not unnecessary because now you're going to the penitentiary, you killed a person, and it was unnecessary because you did not have control of your emotions. That's the reason why when you're a grown adult and you don't have control of your emotions, they have places and they have classes and you go to anger management. When you go to anger management, a lot of people, don't have control of their emotions. I know people personally that do not have control of their emotions. They react in negative ways. They do things that's consequences could be detrimental. There's a person in my family that's like that, and I'm not speaking to them today because of that situation. They do not have control of their emotions, and they did something at a party of mine, a birthday party, fighting somebody, and it was unnecessary because they didn't have control of their emotions. They were drunk, but regardless, if you're drunk or whatever, you need anger management. People don't want to accept the fact that they need anger management. You got to know yourself in order to love yourself, to really know yourself and love yourself and be the best you can be each and every day in each and every way. You have to do what's best for you as far as anger management, AA. They have all these things, these programs that help you be a better person. Some people, they get out of control, you understand me, and can't control their emotions when they drink. They drink and they get violent. Okay, those people, they need AA. You understand? And if AA alone doesn't work, then you go to AA and anger management. The point is, you go get the help you need when you need help. You don't wait till it's too late. See, some people wait till it's too late, and then they in the penitentiary going to all these programs, but they ain't never getting out. So the programs they're going to, they should have did that when they was on the street free, and then they would have, you understand me, been victorious. You understand me? They would, they'd had something to say. They would have had a second chance at a first class life. They would have been able to live their life right and all that. But no, they sitting in jail doing life in the penitentiary because they killed somebody, And all they had to do was think before they reacted. You know what I mean? They had anger management or AA. Whatever the problem is, there's a group to help you, you understand? Anything that you need to control your emotions, there's groups to help you. That you go to all the groups you can go to. You go anywhere you can go to get the help and to manage it, and to manage your emotions. You have to do that because a lot of people, they blame it on alcohol. They blame it. Well, then you don't drink no more. If that makes you do this, you don't do that no more. You understand? Because what you're doing is already in you. It just took that to stimulate it. The anguish, the animosity, the hatred was already there. You know, you got to learn to love instead of hate. And if you do that, you understand me saying, you won't carry this violent thing about people. You know, some people want to hurt people. I hear it all the time, people going off on people for no, just because they looked at them funny or they did this. Just ignorance. They need management. Snapping at people. I know there was a guy at the mall, you understand me, and he said he was going to leave town because people ain't treating him right. No, he did. He needed anger management. He needed post-traumatic classes because, he was in the army and he's messed up and he don't want to acknowledge it. But when you need help because there's another guy, he goes twice a week to therapy. And therapy helped him. So therapy helps. You go to the therapy and you get all the help you can get. You understand? You go there and get the help you need because the help you get and the help you need is going to send you on the right track. You dig? Because a lot of people, they don't know how to be peaceful. Some people don't have patience. They do things, they just react. You know what I'm saying? I was in a restaurant the other day, and a man, he was moving so fast. He jumped up and moved up, without thinking. You got to think, look around, see, walk when you walk, don't fall. So watch where you step. But when you're older, you got to be careful. Not only do you have to control your emotions, you have to control your actions, that you don't hurt yourself or get hurt. You know what I mean? Control your reactions and do what's right. It's a lot of things people have to do, but it helps you to go to these classes, this anger management, so your temper is under control because you don't need your temper. And peace of mind, it helps you with stress. It helps you with all the things that, that bother a lot of people. Worrying, I don't worry no more. They told me abruptly that we're going to move. Man, I'm in a time I would have worried about it. I'm not going to worry about it because, first of all, you gave us a 2-month warning before. Now you're talking about this month, and you ain't told us when this month. You didn't even give me a date yet. So what am I going to worry about something I can't control when I haven't got a date yet? And as far as moving go, you're going to move it. Whatever I got in there, you're going to move it because I ain't got time to get it out of there. The stuff I have. So I'm not going to get upset. I'm not going to let them people push my buttons. I'm going to control my emotions. You understand? Because that's what they do. They want to do that. They want to see you get upset and get pushed out of shape. I'm not going to do it because they know what they're doing. They know people that can't get their stuff out of there when they don't. When we moved out, they gave us 3 months. They said 90 days you're moving. Then they said 2 months, 2 months, 60-day notice, and then a 30-day notice, and then they gave you 2 or 3 days. The date is this date, and then man, you got time to hook things up. They had us thinking we was going in August. Then I get a notice talking about May. You know what? This is May 1st, May 2nd. It was May 1st that I ended up getting a notice to tell me about the moving situation. No, I didn't react in no kind of way because I'm going to do what I have to do, and I'm going to do it peacefully, and I'm not going to get stressed about it, about having too much stuff or whatever. I'm just going to go with the flow, you know what I mean, and everything will work itself out. Man, I'm not going to let that stress me out. You know what I'm saying? I'm controlling my emotions, man. Being at peace, man, you understand? Blood pressure's good, you understand me? A1C is good, I'm good in all directions, so I'm not going to let nothing upset me. I'm going to be at peace, you understand? That's what I do. You understand me? I do it well, you understand what I'm saying? I'm not going to, let it interfere with my reactions. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do what's right, you dig, and carry that on. But the thing about it is that you have to control your emotions to the extent to where you don't let nothing, nothing upset you to a point to where you want to hurt somebody. You know what I'm saying? Or you want to hurt yourself, And that's what a lot of times people do that. Now, when you're young, sometimes you do foolish things. But as you get older, you should learn. And things that are detrimental, you don't do that. I don't care how old you are. because that could cost you your whole life as far as freedom go. There's people that done many years, 30, 40 years in the penitentiary. They wish they could have done it over, if they knew what they know now, if they knew it then. But no, you got to be in control. There's another guy I know that's still in the pen, and he could have been out in 8 years. He then did 30 years damn near. He could have been out in 8, which would have been maybe 4, if he just would have took the deal. But the point of it is, if you're an ex-con and you got a record and you had a gun, ain't no way you're going to beat that. They're going to 3-strike you anyway and enhance you, and you're going to send them to trial, take a gambling chance and lose all that time, when 8 years you can do. A short shot of time is better than gambling on 30 years. They're going to make you do all of it because you made them go to court. You cost them all that money. They're not going to make it easy on you. You got to realize that. You know what I mean? You're appealing and doing all these things when you should have used your mind and said, I can do 7, 8 years. Look at what you can do and have your life still ahead of you. You still can enjoy a long life out on the street with enjoyment and get you a woman and make children and everything else. You could have done that because you was only in your 30s. But they take 30 years from you. Now you're in your 60s, going on, 60-something, going on 70. And you haven't got out yet, but when you get out, you're going to be bitter because you was bitter the whole time. You didn't want no visitors. You probably could have got it earlier if you'd have been sociable. If you were indulging these anger management programs, the things that they have for you to better yourself. That's how you get out early. If you participate in programs that they have for you. If you would have got, when you first got in there, and you acknowledge the fact that you got the time, you was mad because when they gave you the 25 years, it was unbelievable, but you knew that was the consequences when you went to trial. And so you were bitter instead of participating in the activities and resentful and being apologizing for what you did. You still want to hold a grudge and go to court on your hearings and act like you didn't program, you didn't do nothing to show that you got rehabilitated. You got to do all that, man, and get out there with it, because they're not going to let you out there if you're out there bitter and have a grudge. I don't care how old you are and how much time. They want you to be ready to get out there. They don't want you to go out there and go out of society because you ain't been programming. You've been holding all this stuff in. You didn't go to no therapy. You didn't participate in none of these programs to get no certificates. You know what I mean? In these things. So you go out there and ease back into society. This is what you need for yourself. If you don't do that, you're not programming. See, when I went to the joint, man, I only did 22 months. I progressed and grew because I went to all the programs. I read all the books. I did everything I can do to grow with a positive mental attitude. Even when I was in YA, I went to the drug program, the one they had that they stripped, they was hard on you, stripped you down and brought you back up. I went to different things, right? And everything I went to, I learned from it. You know what I mean? I gravitated to it, and it was better in my condition and better to when I get my time. I got short time from programming like that. When I went to that and went out, man, I did that, man. You know what I mean? And hey, it was real slick, man. I did what I had to do, and it was beneficial to me. And then I did my little 13 months in that place. I got out there when I went to the pen. I did 22 months. But everything I did, I was able to control my emotions. The only downfall I had was drinking, when I didn't stop drinking and drugs. But that next time when I stopped drinking and went to the programs in 83 and stopped drinking to 93, you understand? That was 10 years that I had clean record, clean health, everything. And then when I fell off the wagon, you understand, getting back around the people I was around, I was running with the bad people. When I learned to cut them loose, after that, I got 25 years clean and sober, you understand? Because I found out what I needed to do and stay away from those people completely. You can't be around those people indulging in that type of activity and thinking you're going to make it. You got to get around bad influences. Those people that are losers, that are half-stepping, that ain't trying to win. So you got to understand the winners from the losers. See, if you're around people losing and all that, and they got a lot of drama in their life, they're going to set you off and you can't be at peace of mind. You got to learn to have peace of mind so you can, if you get peace of mind, then you can have control of your emotions. See, there's things you got to learn to do for yourself to make you a better person. Because everything you put into your head, everything you do, every people you say, people you're around, it makes you grow in a positive way. And if you go in a positive way, if you see people getting set off or doing certain things, you get away from them because that's a bad influence. You don't want to be around them people. No way circumstances you want to be around. No way, fashion, or form. You're going to be around those people, you understand? And you don't care what they think about you. Man, you ain't trying to be around no losers. You winning, man. You want to stay around winners, people that are winning you look up to, and that's who you want to be around. People half-stepping, you understand me, that ain't on your level. You don't need to be around them. You understand? Now, if you're on that level and you do all that on mediocrity and all that, and all that stuff, that's cool. That's you, but that ain't me. And I know where I'm at. I know what I'm doing, and I'm in control of my emotions. You understand? And I'm just telling you that don't have your emotions under control, that's what you need to do, is get help. You understand me? You need to go get help so you understand what's wrong with you. A lot of times people don't want to accept that. They just think that that's the way they are, and they accept it. And that's the way people were back in the day. People never went to get help because they never got slowed down. Like, see, what helped me was when I slowed down and went to the joint. Those were rescued. They rescued me. When I went to the joint, every time I went, it was rescue. They rescued me because they made me slow down and learn and find things out. Sometimes, yeah, but I was young, so I was able to do that, you understand? You get old and these negative habits and all this not having control of your emotions is ingrained in you, and there's no other way because you've been that way for over 50 years. Then it's going to be hard for you to change, see? And you're not going to want to accept change. And then that people like that, you just got to get away from them so they negativity don't rub off on you. That's when you got to cut them people loose. I don't care if they're friends or family. You have to let them go because they're not no good for themselves, and they definitely are not no good for you. And a lot of times we accept the people that we be around, you know what I mean, because we're family or because no, you let them people go. I don't care if they're friends. If they hating on you or doing things to provoke you, that's no good. Because I remember when I was around this one friend, and I didn't look at it like that then, but at the time when he went to try to play with this woman that was losing her emotions, she was reacting because she was crazy, and she had a knife, and she was that was nothing to play with. You know, that was not nothing to play with. You know, you playing with people like that, and you don't realize they really going off, they could really hurt you or hurt somebody. You know, you're trying to save them when what they needed was what they got. They needed to go back to the nut house because they really were crazy. If I knew the people were crazy like that, I would have ceased being associated with them. But I didn't know. But the person that knew them knew the situation that they were in and knew they were crazy because they met them homeless and met them in a situation to where they were vulnerable. But you weak, so you mess with people like that. I stay away from them. When I know somebody's like that, I try to stay away from them as much as possible because that's nothing to play with. When you play with people like that, you have a problem yourself. You know, you need to get around stronger people, people that can elevate you and put you on another level. You know, that's what you need. You know what I'm saying? And when you run with people that are winning, you know, and this person I'm talking about is with somebody winning now. So he grew from all that, you know, by the way they act and the people they run with, you know. Now they're on another level. But they had to make that change because when they were running with those people, it wasn't good, you know, and they weren't acting right. You know, they grew by being with people that are giants. When you get around giants, you're going to be a giant. Whether you want to accept it or not, you're on that level, you understand me, when you start being around those kind of people. Because you're not doing the things you used to do. You know, you're on another level because you're with the people that's on that level. So if you're not going to do it when you're around them, so eventually you're not going to do it at all because the habit, you're going to say, well, I don't need that habit no more, you know. You know what I mean? You realize, you know, it's not cool. You know what I'm saying? And you control your emotions because the emotions, if you stealing or doing bad things, and then, you know what I mean, and then you react in a negative way when people try to stop you from doing that, well, then, hey, you ain't got no control of your emotions. And that's the thing that you need to do. You need to control your emotions and do what's positive. You know, do more positive things. Find a thrill, find happiness in being positive. You know what I'm saying? Do what's right. You know what I mean? Don't do anything negative. Don't do anything wrong. Because when you do that, it's not good. You know, it's not good at all because You got to look at it like this. Are you happy? You're not happy when, I'm gonna tell you something. When you react in negative ways and your anger is out of control, you're not happy. You could tell people you're happy. You could try to, justify it because you probably don't even know what real happiness is because you haven't been there. When you once get real happiness and get your flaws fixed that you have, and you acknowledge your flaws and you fix them, man, that's what real happiness is. When you really know what happiness is, you don't have the flaws. You don't get mad. You don't do those things. It's not necessary because that stresses you out. You don't need that. You don't even do it because you have control of your emotions. So you don't react like that. You understand? And I have to give my queen a shout out simply because she never gets mad. She has control of her emotions. I might holler or do some things, you know what I mean, at her about stuff. You know what I'm saying? To get a reaction, she doesn't get get mad. You know what I'm saying? And I'm in control when I do that. I know what I'm doing. Because I'm not literally, out of control with it. It's just, I holler sometimes. And I realize that, and I know I'm doing it. And I apologize to her about it when I do. But the point I'm making is, I'm not going off hurting nobody or doing anything because I'm not out of control with my emotions. Sometimes you have to holler to make a point with people. Just like I do. I was over at where I live at, and I was trying to make a point about my gift card. It was blank, and I had to let the people know. The man was saying that it was good. That's not the one they gave me, and it was the one they gave me. So I had to raise my voice and get out of control, only to bring a point. If I was soft with him, he wouldn't have took the time to go get the lady and find out. But by me being so adamant about it, I had to be aggressive. You understand? See, it's a difference in being aggressive than being, angry and out of control or whatever. So you just got to be an aggressive person to get a point across. Sometimes you have to do that. And I was in control of my emotions, though, because I knew what I was doing. Sometimes you have to do that with foreign people. People try to, say something of disrespect you or tell you you're wrong when you know you're right. Then you have to be aggressive about it because you have to stand on your own 2 feet. You can't let nobody make you a pushover. You got to be firm about your response. And that's acceptable. That's not being out of control of your emotions because you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You're playing a part. You're playing a part at the time. And it looks like you're a fool and you're going crazy, but you're not. You're just being aggressive. And you know what you're doing because you mellow right out real quick when they acknowledge what you're saying. You cool all the way down. You're not out of perspective. You're just letting them know, hey man, that you're telling me that I spent the money. You're telling me that ain't your card. It is. And I had to get on him about it because he's not the one that gave it to me. The lady did. As soon as he found out, they gave me a new card and they did everything right. And he apologized to me. But the point of it is, I had to be aggressive about it because they thinking everybody in the neighborhood is playing games. They think people are lying, they cheat, because that's the kind of environment we're in. Dope fiends and all these kind of people do that. I had to let them know, hey man, I ain't the one. Because he was accusing me of that. You see? And that's when you have to put your foot down for a matter of respect. And there's nothing wrong with that when you're in control. But within your control of your emotions. You're not going out of your control of your emotions. You're just trying to be aggressive to bring up a point. And it's a difference. And a lot of people don't realize that. But I do. And that's why when I do holler and do what I do, I'm doing it within control of my emotions. I'm not out of control. Like some people I know, they get out of control, they get aggressive, and then they want to fight and cut you and just go out. They don't have control of their emotions. They go off with it. They anger. They get real mad and take it really personal. You know what I mean? And want to hurt you behind it. See, these are people that ain't got no control of their emotions. Me, I ain't thinking about it. It ain't nothing. I shook it after I made my point with dude. Even if when he talked to the lady or not, I wasn't tripping no more. I let it go. I did the best I could do to make my point. I did that, and I was proud of that, and I left. But then again, next time I go over there, he says, you were right. And the lady came out and gave me a new car and everything. You understand? All I can do is let them people do what they do because I made my point and let them know it wasn't no good. You understand? I had to do that because I had to stand for principle. I had to stand for my respect. You know, you got to be a man of morals, standards, and principles. You understand? And if you stand on that, you can't go wrong. But have control. Be in control of your emotions. Don't be out of control of your emotions because you have to set the example. You know what I mean? As being a gentleman, a king. You know what I mean? I'm a king. You know, and I also have a queen, so I try to do what's right. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm setting an example for the young people. You know, I know my nieces and them are saying. They say, "Yeah, you waited a long time." It said it was a long time. It was a long time before he got with you, and it was good that you guys were such so much for each other. You know, yes, I got her because I wanted her and I waited for her. If I'd have got with the wrong person, I wouldn't be with her today. God knew that I was serious. God knew I was doing what was right, and I was being real. You know what I mean? I wasn't faking or jiving or chipping with them nothing ass bras. Because if you mess with nothing, that's what you're going to end up with nothing. You'll never get somebody right. And that's what these other people don't understand. You can't get something that you're not worthy of having. You know what I mean? If you're a king, for you to have a queen, you got to be worthy of that queen. You know? And you understand? And that's what it's all about. And I walk the walk. I just don't talk the talk. And that's what people got to understand. I don't just talk the talk. I walk the walk. Every step along the way is, you understand, the way it's supposed to be. You know, I hear a lot of people, you understand me. They just be doing a lot of talking. They be on the internet doing all this talking. But what are your actions saying? What are you doing when you're off camera? What are you doing when you're not on the internet? You show people this way, but you're doing something that way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to rest and I'm going to dress and I'm going to be my best. And I don't do all these other things, you know, off camera, you know what I mean? I never worked, never will, and I ain't working now, you understand? And I didn't work with my whole life. And I rest and I dress and I live the best. And that's the way it is, and I'm not going to be nobody else. You understand me? I'm International Red Ambassador to the game, and I dress every day, you understand me? Because that's the way it is, you dig? This is what I do. Not sometime, all the time, you dig? And that's the way it is, you understand me? International Red for the record. And this is International Red's Fashion Experience. You understand me? On Channel 29, 3 o'clock on Wednesday. Check me out on Wednesdays on Channel 29. You dig? If you don't catch me on Channel 29, then you go to YouTube and you get International Red's Fashion Experience on YouTube. The shows will pop up as soon as you put International Red's Fashion Experience. And I don't speak on fashion no more. I show you fashion. Fashion is what I show. Fashion is the way I go. You understand? I go. I show you fashion. My looks is fashion. I'm the fashion coordinator, and this is what I do. You know what I mean? When it comes to fashion, I show fashion. You know what I mean? I don't just talk it, I walk it. You understand? When you walk the walk, instead of talking the talk, then you are real about it. And that's what I am. I'm authentic, you know. And I know they got a lot of people imitators, but I'm an originator. You understand me? When it comes to fashion, there's nobody to do fashion. I got to do fashion. I got a line. I got a fashion of my own. International Red for the fashion experience. Believe that. And I will see you next week. Me and my queen are doing a show on Channel 29. It's going to be on one of these days, but we're doing a show on the 12th. It's going to be just before Mother's Day. The Mother's Day is that weekend, so we will talk about Mother's Day, and we will talk about family first. Believe that. International Red. All right now. Take it light.